Our first guest speaker is Trent Earnhardt. Trent served Kevin as chief of staff and also his ops director. He's currently serving T-Mobile as a core director in Florida. Welcome, Trent.
Good afternoon. Hey, KK. Boy, that's had to do one last Trallison, but I'll tell you, to see all these faces on here, what a beautiful thing to look at. Boy, look at that. I see Kevin, I see John Diefenbach, I see Annie Garcia. I think everyone just wants to keep an eye on me, make sure I'm staying productive today. Great to see all the smiling faces, and Kevin, so good to see you. I know we talk on the regular. I just couldn't be any happier to be able to kick this thing off. And, this is emotional for me. And, you're my mentor, my leader, my best friend. And this is a tough one for me. But I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done.
Another speaker wanting to pay tribute to Kevin is Jamie Jones. Jamie served Sprint in executive leadership as a senior president, reporting directly to Marcelo. Kevin and Jamie worked together for several years and was very influential in Kevin's career.
I can think of no better person to align side by side with Kevin than the one and the only Jamie Jones.
Where is it?
Thank you, bro.
JJ Strong. JJ Strong. Prior to the merger, for those of you who don't know Jamie really was the man who ran the country for Sprint in so many different versions throughout his career, and really helped Sprint to survive when it was at its lowest points, and was Marcelo Claret's right-hand man, and along the way, truthfully so, really helped me survive and move up in my career so many times. So, owe you everything, Jamie. Thank you.
I owe you everything.
Thank you. From North Carolina.
I did. I moved to Las Vegas. I was a director. Kevin was a director for long distance, and I was in the local division of Sprint, and we partnered on sales. And we had an opportunity to do a lot of great sales in the Las Vegas market. My favorite opportunity, though, Kevin really worked hard to get some aggressive pricing for a gentleman by the name of Sheldon Adelson. So, 1997, Kevin gets a $1 million check, a signing bonus that we were to give to Sheldon Adelson. And we're walking down Las Vegas Boulevard, and we're young in our careers, and we're thinking, my gosh, this is a lot of money. And I'm a little more aggressive, Kevin's a little more conservative, so we're walking in through the casino, and I said, you know what? Why don't we just go to the roulette table? And I said, one spin, we could be living large. If not, we'll have some explaining to do. Kevin looks at me and actually thought I was serious.
Dan Hesse, former CEO of Sprint.
Next one to talk actually is chairman of Alchemy Technologies. He is an industry icon. I always think of him as simply everything. Our former Sprint CEO, Mr. Dan Hesse, who I consider a friend, and I know Kevin does as well. Hey, Dan.
Thanks so much for inviting me and having me on. Thanks. And for everybody on the call, Kevin's just one of those truly special people. I'll turn my echo. You spent 36 years with one company. I spent 37 years in the industry, but I was with 4. But there's a few people who really stand out, and Kevin, you're one of them. I think you may remember
when I came on board at Sprint, we were facing imminent bankruptcy, and I sent kind of my top 100 a DVD of a documentary on PBS called The Endurance. It was about Sir Ernest Shackleton. And that was the style of leadership that I really wanted to kind of see in the organization. And you, as much as anybody, Kevin, totally personified it, embodied it, which was about a can-do attitude, optimism, motivating, really caring for your people. You were just absolutely something special. I had the opportunity to come out to LA a number of times, and then you and I took that music tour together to kind of Portland and Seattle. And one thing that always stood out was your people were always kind of really jazzed, motivated, and that was a testament to you. And of course, your results really showed it. But the most fun I think I had, and what's so memorable is all the cool people I got to meet because of you, Kevin. I remember LA Police Chief Bratton and LA Police Chief Beck, and I have the cufflinks to show it. But I think the coolest was, and you and I are both rock music fans, was we went to see Ultimate Ears, and I was talking to the customer, not paying attention, and you poked me and said, "Hey, Dan, you see that it was you just walked by?" And I looked around, and you said, "That was John Paul Jones." And for you youngsters out there, John Paul Jones was the bass player and keyboard player for Led Zeppelin. So that was a pretty special day. But and you also were the inspiration to, when we did that special music partnership with Harman, and we got JBL and AKGs in the store, and we got the deal with Spotify. You got me to put together that Spotify playlist that played in the store. So thank you for that. But anyway, Kevin, I wish you first of all, I apologize for being late. I was trying to get in, but somehow couldn't. But you're just a truly special person that I know everybody's rooting for, and thanks for all that you did during my years at Sprint. You carried me, so I appreciate that.
You may remember Dan from all of the Sprint commercials.
Yeah.
In the back of a cab in New York City, Grand Central Station. I'm blessed, Dan. This is great. Your last conversation's been with the likes of Neil Young and other folks, so thank you for joining. And Dan and his family are outstanding T-Mobile customers now over in Scottsdale, Arizona. Thank you for all you did in my career and literally the impact you had on everybody in this room, getting us propped up for the ultimate acquisition and merger, and your leadership throughout, but more importantly for being a really cool dude. Remember when we created the Dan Hesse song list to play in all of the stores? I had the opportunity to drop Dan off. I did not go in when Dan met with Elon Musk. That was incredibly special for me, just to sit in the car.
We don't have time to go through what it was like to have one-on-one with Elon Musk for 45 minutes, but that was a trip. And thank you for, it wouldn't have happened without your influence with Tesla, so I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks a million, Dan. More than I could ever imagine. Thank you.
Our next guest speaker is Cody Welker. Cody worked with Kevin in various capacities. Most recently, before the merger, he served as Kevin's director of dealer accounts, and then he blossomed into a VP. Cody now serves T-Mobile as a VP of dealer accounts. Welcome, Cody.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Angela. Wanted to say that I've had the opportunity to work with Kevin for, nearly 2 decades. And I've actually worked directly for Kevin 4 or 5 different times in my career. And, I cheated a little bit on my background. For those you can see, it's got Kevin on there. And he's literally the only guy in LA that can pull off a sport coat on a lowrider bicycle. So I figured I would throw that in there. But working for Kevin, amazing experience, and you'd be hard pressed to find anybody, any leader in really any industry that's as dynamic, as passionate, and as caring as Kevin. And I've watched him present on stages, to the largest of business groups in Las Vegas, to some of the smallest, intimate store manager meetings. And there's one thing that everybody knows about Kevin: regardless of size of audience, he will absolutely own the room. And so absolutely love that about Kevin. Some of my favorite moments in the company over the last 24 years have been working for Kevin. And his commitment to winning, his commitment to developing his team are really unparalleled. And the amount of random things for all of us that I'm looking across the faces of the screen here, all the random things that you learn and love about Kevin is just him being absolutely random. I remember being in I think it was a Costa Mesa mall with some folks doing a store visit, and we're doing this early morning, Saturday morning training. And the mall starts opening up. Kevin disappears for a few minutes and comes back, and he's like, I'm in the middle of presenting to the team. And Kevin's at the door, and he goes, "Hey, Code, you think I can pull these off?" And he's pointing at yellow shoes he's trying on from the Foot Locker next door. And the Foot Locker manager followed Kevin because he wasn't sure if this guy was going to run or not, or what the deal was with him leaving the store with one shoe. But it's moments like that you love Kevin. Kevin joined the group, asked the team that we were presenting to, "Hey, you think I can pull those off?" They gave him fashion advice. He came back wearing the shoes and wrapped up the meeting. And those are the moments that you just absolutely love about Kevin. He's, in every situation, people around him he's a magnet. He attracts, some craziness as we've all been through, but also just the kindness and just a super guy first and a great leader second. So, Kevin, appreciate everything you've done for me in my career, and love you and love the memories.
LTE, best network experience bar none for our customers. Where I started, and literally within a year to 2 years, things were beginning to explode in a positive way. All of those things working together made us a juggernaut.
We all know who the real king of LA is. Let's go!
Wow, that was incredible. My younger years. I told Angela to keep it low key, and maybe I can just kind of fade away into the sunset, but obviously not. So I'm grateful, because what makes 36 years fly by is all of the great people that you get a chance to meet along the way and work with, and more importantly, the stuff that I can take away from everybody else versus give, right? That's the beauty of it all. And I just want to thank, especially Angela and Trent. They've been kind of the heart and soul of what I've been almost for the last 20 years. And, I always say I'm almost like the puppet on their knee and just their ventriloquist, right? And get that thing done. But they've been awesome. And I want to thank each and every one of you, because some of you don't know me that well, and some of you I've known for many, many years. But most importantly is, every day, I hope that you just go about your business knowing that it's a pleasure and an opportunity that you have each and every day with folks you work with. And now with this place, I call it the machine, because it's such a phenomenal company. And I'm grateful that I got 13 or 14 months to see what winning really looks like, because we were fighters, scrappers, and really proud of what we did at Sprint for all these years. But the last year has been incredible as an experience. And I'm so grateful that I met a lot of people that have been with T-Mobile for a long time that, really have influenced me and have become wonderful friends and coworkers. And all I would say is this, things happen quickly, 36 years and boom. I would just say this, every day in everybody's career, whether it's personal or business, little things come up that may irritate you or you don't like. Those things are little things in the scheme of things. Always take for granted the wonderful company that you're part of. And the wonderful company is comprised of people. And this company right now, I have never seen a company that really does what it says, takes care of its people and its teammates like never before. So whether it's different or unusual, or you may have a bad day, make it a good day, because in the scheme of things, it's nothing. What it's all about is the glory that you get each day working with everybody that's around here. And I'll conclude by saying thank you for giving me that opportunity. I hope that I don't go too far away, because, it's magnetic, all of you folks. And, I want to stay close. And thank you again, Jamie, for coming all this way, to amazing people like Dan Hesse joining the call. I mean, it's very, very powerful in these crazy videos that came up. But doesn't matter what you do at this company, you're a great friend and you mean a lot. So thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kev.